I'm actually taking a break. Supposed to run 2 miles today. I just got back in from something. Need to resolve out of state. So that was nice. Residue of something from like over a year ago, actually. Just about a year ago. So what I love, this is again where I grew up. This is the spring-fed pond. It's actually kind of back at a normal level. Almost dried up there for a while. Despite droughts in other places, this one has maintained to kind of look sort of normal. Memories of campouts with friends camping deep in the woods when we were all in high school and skinny dipping in this pond and acting a fool as 16-year-old boys will do. Now there's a lot of deer stands, and this is prime deer country for a lot of the hunters. A lot of skilled archers who I have mad respect for. There's an overpopulation, and I got nothing against deer hunting, believe me. Especially have respect for the archers, I think, for it's a different type of sport. In particular, the trend going, at least where I came from, to these the kind of bows they used 1,000 years ago. Intense. And a guy I worked with in the glass shop made his own. Took a year to cure the wood and just the work he had to do to find the right kind of tree. It was fascinating, man. He's a really cool cat. So this is a 2-mile circle around our property if you don't go on the back 80 of the farm where I grew up until I turned 18 and headed to Fayetteville. So it's around 2 miles I'm supposed to run today. I got 8 hours of sleep and I feel really good about most things about my life, and then there's these other things that still are hard. I think the thing that is said to me the most every day, and then I just heard in my head, is it's a process. Jared, it's a process. And it's not just about my journey or my struggles or someone else's struggles or it's just that life for everybody is a process. Is kind of what it's come down to. Is I've had some really neat talks with people. It's a process for everybody, you know. One person is dealing with a family member who's dying and they need to give up their life to help them for 2 years. Suddenly, you know, swiftly, everything. Another person is, you know, dealing with this or that. You know, what I'm saying is life is a process, and it's full of all these experiences that we learn and are shaped from. The big mystery comes about the spiritual part, the soul part of the human, what I call the human condition. And we got a lot of different opinions about that. But I am a deeply spiritual guy, and I believe something. And I think the longer I live, the less I know what I believe. And I think there's some wisdom in that, but I'm not sure. I've gone through a lot of stages and a lot of feeling like I knew it all or had answers and made sure people knew they were wrong, or I don't know. Today, I feel comfortable aging in I'll turn this. The longer I live, the less I know for sure. Particularly about the great unknown, the other side. In some ways, I see us turning into like 1 million molecules at the molecular level back into consciousness, which is binding us all together. We know that because of Wi-Fi routers killing flowers and energy that is around us all the time. We're all connected. That's why climate change has been so important to me. It's the one thing that I can feel on a visceral level that will matter to my son Neo and Gabriella and their children and their children. So I can't see it objectively, really, because I have children. It's hard to not. But definitely nature is my God. I think that makes me a pagan. which used to be like a witchy word where I grew up in the Christian community. But no, I've had great experiences within religion and outside of religion. Today I'm trying to be more and more at peace with a separation occurring. Separations can be very therapeutic. Very therapeutic. There's studies about it. I've done a lot of reading this week. And I also believe in nature, and that nature doesn't give a shit. The earth is going to keep spinning. The climate's changing with or without us. But if you don't believe we're having an impact on it, usually right now I just walk away. I'm dealing with my personal growth, and I don't think I'm at a place to appropriately discuss some of these things. I will again, because I love debate. Healthy debate or sparking of ideas. And I know I could with the right people. Family members, or it's always the toughest. Or your wife. I think if you're in This is it. This is my chronicling of this part of the journey for me. There's like an entire book right now, and about 18 chapters are unread by people, and that's perfectly okay. And it was very not okay for me at first, because I want people to know the full story. It's people need to know everything, because you're not seeing it right, and that's ego. That's ego. Ego. I'm really excited about tomorrow, you know what I mean? I'm really excited about the long-term effect that I can have on Neo and Gabby by just being the best person that I can be, and not today per se. I got a long way to go. That's the process that I really embrace. I'm not an instant salvation kind of guy. It's not yet. I've never felt that made sense to me. But I do think that spiritual or personal development programs that require action and require for me to forgive myself, to own all of me, and then to forgive others who have hurt me, whether it was real or not, and I require nothing of them. That's a spiritual approach I wouldn't understand. I should require nothing of them, but there's a long series of steps one will go through to reach these true states of Zen. And then eventually you make your amends to the world. And that's done by helping your neighbor lift the thing in the truck, randomly, or driving somebody to the hospital that you hadn't seen in 3 years, or... It usually happens, I think, in my experience, when you least expect it, because I think that's part of the divine. I don't even like to call God God, because coming from the Bible Belt, it has such a connotation to me that I still am not over yet. I will be. That shows how much more growth I need to be. There's still some. It's not resentment, really. I don't know how to explain it. So I'm calling the other side the great unknown. And right now, the meditation practice I'm trying to start every day is based on a spiritual principle that's helping a lot of people grow and develop, and there's scientific data that somebody sent me today. But it isn't just about certain types of people that it helps, it's everybody. If every person on the planet meditated 10 minutes a day, especially I think if we do 10 in the morning and 10 at night before bed, and say some kind of a prayer, not not asking of anything, but a thank you, the world would be a different place, without a doubt. So all Jared can do with that hula hoop around me, if I dropped it, it would go right here, has learned to react less. Through these steps, I find out what my triggers are and why I've been angry at certain people and who I've hurt. And when guided by spiritual principles, I'll call them, or moral principles, I think it all happens at the right time. And it's for people like me that can accomplish things really quickly. This is my challenge.